Hello and welcome to another group SFT Tapping event. Today in Energy, we are holding to account the US Supreme Court, various justices, and a bunch of individuals, organizations, and self-interest groups that are actively seeking to undermine democratic processes and fundamental basic individual rights. I'm Marvin Schneider.
And I'm Jen Ward. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Jen, we're doing another one of these group tapping events where we are picking up on a social issue, and it's a bit of a political and justice issue, but it's kind of important because it intersects directly and cuts across the work that we are doing to uplift all of humanity and to ignite universal empowerment for one reason or another. And I'm not going to get into the machinations of it. You might, because as a non-American, it's just really oblique what's kind of going on. But the US Supreme Court is really not doing its part, what it should be. And so we are going to be addressing in Energy today various things that are undermining what should be a properly functioning separation of powers. It's not working, and we're going to address it.
Right. And what's interesting is I've never been a political person, but I've always been watching on the sidelines. And I've been watching since the 80s, the individual rights being eroded away. Even though I didn't pay attention, I didn't know what was going perfectly, the universe was letting me know what was happening. So it accumulated into these tabs we're doing now. So this isn't something that's just hit us overnight, like, oh, let's get on the bandwagon. This has been part of our trajectory. I'm sure yours too is in doing these tabs, and I feel like Biden on the debates. I understand what happens with him. He's so overwhelmed with what needs to be done, and he's got all the words and all the knowledge there, but it's just so frustrating to hit the mark with all the individuals out there. It's just all you can do is just hold space. So
Well, the good thing is that we do have the taps as being the primary foundation. The commentary around that is, well, it's adding commentary and color. Let me just say that we have, as always, in the studio, a group of people that are helping us with this group tapping event. Say hi, just to make sure that everyone that's watching this doesn't think that these are just plastered robots. They're not. They are actually real people, and they're very dedicated people, by the way. So thank you so much for joining us regularly on these group tapping events. We're currently doing about 2 a week at the moment. It's a lot. It's probably a little bit too much, but there's a certain momentum that we're picking up on at the moment. And it's almost like we can't, well, humanity can't afford to sit back and wait. So we're taking up the mantle, we're doing the work, and there's a whole bunch of people that are helping us do that. If you want to be part of it, please jump onto the Jenuine Healing website, jenuinehealing.com with a J. Click on the contact menu button, send us a message with your email address and your name, and just a little short message saying you want to participate. The only thing that we ask is that if you do sign up and to participate in these things, that you stay with us on the Zoom call for the entirety of the event and be present with us as we do the work, because this is not entertainment. This is actually doing probably some of the most profound work in uplifting all of humanity.
absolutely. And the thing is like we're compelled to do this because I can't imagine just trying to go by and carving out an existence here without doing this work. I mean, what's the point in just sitting on the sidelines and watching other people um do their thing, or move the chess pieces around like their own private board game? It's so frustrating. Get into the game, people. That's all you got to do.
Hmm. Uh, wow, what else do you want to say as preamble? We'll do some commentary as we start getting through the tabs, so we don't have to say everything. But Jen, without sort of getting too deep into things, is there anything you want to say about the Supreme Court, or do you just want to let the taps speak for themselves? I mean, it'll become pretty self-evident what we're dealing with as we go through the taps.
So the ideal of the Supreme Court is getting confused with the realization of the Supreme Court. Um, these people who have been pushed through on an agenda with the intention that they're going to shift the narrative in one way or another is actually a bastardization of what the Supreme Court was actually supposed to be. It was supposed to be so unbiased that it's only looking at the facts, only looking at the best interest of all humanity, and dealing with things on that vantage point. But they've been so seeped in controversy and in greed, in biased, that it's not working. And so for all of you, it's crazy for me that millions of people are going to sit on the sidelines and watch their rights be taken away from by these handful of humans that have, some of them have been bought and sold. So how crazy is that? I don't think anything I could say that comes out of my mouth that sounds like foo-foo or snowflake is as crazy as individuals sitting on the sideline knowing that their rights are being bastardized and just thinking it's okay or thinking they have no say in it. What we're doing here is offering people a venue to use their intentions to say in energy, we don't agree with this. We do not agree with this. We're removing our silent nod of agreement from what you're doing. And we're not going to be violent. We're not going to attack anyone, but we're just going to take away our participation. And then let the corrupt judges be held accountable of their own accord without being protected by this reverence that's not theirs. They haven't earned it. They've bastardized it.
So at one level, the idea of, the original idea of a Supreme Court, and let's just take it away from America at the moment, because a lot of other countries have a similar idea in the separation of powers. But in the adjudication of the laws of the land, the idea of a Supreme Court is not unique. And so the thing is, they do serve a very important role to be the ultimate adjudicators of the most sacred principles underpinning human interaction, right? Except that what this is showing us, the current experience in the US in its Supreme Court is showing us is how fickle human dynamics can be. And the thing is that with supreme power comes supreme responsibility. And as a non-American, observing things, unfortunately, a number of the justices on the Supreme Court at the moment, for one reason or another, are not exercising that power, probably with the intention that was originally intended. I think the English of that is a little bit cumbersome, but I think you get the idea.
Yeah, so what's interesting is that there's a compassion lacked in adjudicating some of these legislations, where as I research these things in energy and saying, how can these individuals that are supposed to have compassion for all beings to be just and fair, and blind, to biased, can inflict cruelty? And then in the Akashic records of the whole, I see an engram, which is an image that I see of past lifetimes of the Hammurabi Code, which is very cruel.
Look, it is a conundrum. Today is probably not the time to do a complete commentary on it, but it is fundamentally a conundrum. And this is what I was saying a little bit earlier about the nature of the Supreme Court. At one level, the conundrum is this. At one level, they serve a very important role. At another level, because they wield so much power and influence, there is a prospect for things to go wrong, and things are currently going wrong. And so, because they are judges for life, they've got lifelong tenure, then you've got to wonder how you deal with it, other than dealing with it in energy like we are doing right here, right now. That's why the work that we're doing right here, right now is so important, because the usual human processes for dealing with rogue justices of the Supreme Court is problematic. And so we're dealing with it in energy. That's what we're doing here. If you like this content and you appreciate the work that we're doing to uplift all of humanity and to help heal your body, mind, and soul, please consider becoming a Jenuine Healing premium content subscriber. Simply jump onto the Jenuine Healing website, jenuinehealing.com with a J, and click on the purchase button on the top menu. Scroll down, there's a premium content option. Click on that, sign up. It's a simple monthly plan for $20 a month, and you will have access to all of the premium content that we put up on the Jenuine Healing website. We look forward to catching you next time, and bye for now.